We are going to be getting our acceleration here now with the Gladiator. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2020 Jeep Gladiator Mojave. I can kind of tell that some people are a little bit confused about what this vehicle is all about from my last video, so we're going to do kind of like a remake on it. A huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Jeep Chrysler here in Provo for providing us with the Gladiator. Check out their info in the link below. Let's just get right into the video. Under the hood of the Mojave, we have a naturally aspirated 3.6 liter V6. It goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 17 around town and then 22 on the highway, with power outputs being 285 horsepower and then 260 pound-feet of torque. Something I find interesting, you have the sticker from the Wrangler because it says 2.0 on it. Obviously you can't get a 2.0 on this, but kind of funny that they put that there. Now let's go over the front end of the Gladiator, and it looks so cool with the LED lights on. So got that signature hood scoop there at the top end of the Gladiator, which looks pretty cool. Got the full LED lights down here, and then you do have the LED accent lights that also double as the turn signals there to the side. Orange tow hooks here on the bumper. That's one of the differentiating factors for the Mojave. You've got the fog lights down there on the bottom, and that is the whole front end. Coming to the side here, we've got 285mm tires. They are 33s on 17-inch wheels, and you guys can see just how aggressive those tires are. Now we do have Fox shocks. They are internal bypass shocks, and that's the biggest thing, right? Is these internal bypass shocks are definitely going to help out with off-road stability when you are going at higher speeds. And here's kind of like a better look at those. And if I pop over to the rear, actually, you guys can see these shocks back here as well. If you guys remember from all of the shocks I've shown with my Raptor, you can see they look pretty similar here on the Gladiator. Again, it's going to help out with stability when you are going fast on the off-road. And then you've got obviously the Mojave, the Jeep badging and all that kind of stuff. And well, here is your full side view on this Gladiator. Here's the key fob for the Gladiator. It has a Jeep logo there on the back. You've got the unlock, the lock, and the remote start, which we press the remote start twice. First time we'll lock it, second time we'll start it up. Boom! You hear that 3.6 liter V6 come to life. Hold it down again, that'll shut it off. And then coming over here, you guys will notice that it is slow lowering for the little tailgate. And then you can see LED lights here. You do get a full power outlet as well in the back. See the little sliding window back there. And then lifting up the tailgate itself, it's actually pretty light. Finishing things up in the rear, nothing has really been changed too much here in this like back portion of the Gladiator, except for the orange tow hooks and the orange accents as well. And so other than that, there's kind of like your 3/4 angle on it. Coming here to the side, you guys will notice that you've got the black leather with the orange stitching that goes all throughout. And then you've got the full black leather seats again with more of that orange contrasted stitching. And then you can see all these like packages and everything here in the back. And then notice that you do get a little cup holder back there. And then you've got all of your controls for the windows, your vents, a couple power outlets as well. Space back here, pretty cramped, but I mean, it's normal for a mid-sized truck. Coming up here to this part of the front, got keyless entry again, and then you just put your hand right there and that'll unlock it. And then you do have blind spot monitoring. Now opening up this part of the front, you guys will notice that you've got the black leather again with the orange contrasted stitching. Got your adjustments for the mirrors, your door lock and unlock. And then coming over to the seats, notice it says Mojave right there. And then again, you've got more of that orange contrasted stitching, which looks pretty nice. Got your manual adjustments, pedal layout there at the bottom. Then you got your light controls here. You've got your fog lights, cargo lights as well, adjustment for the steering wheel. And well, popping in, it's actually really easy to get into the Mojave Gladiator, and now we're in. Starting her up, pretty simple. Shows a little Jeep right there, and then everything pops onto life. Looking at the steering wheel of the Mojave, you guys can see you got the cruise control over there, the controls to center stack, voice command controls. You've got rocker panels on the back of the steering wheel to control the radio and the volume with the radio orange stitching all throughout. You got perforated leather here. It's a little bit grippier, smoother leather at the top and the bottom. And then you've got the little stock for the lights, got the stock for the windshield wipers. And then coming here into the center stack, you guys notice you got RPMs over the left side. On the right side, you've got the speed, and then there in the center, you can kind of go through a couple different menus. The thing that's most important right here is the off-road. So you can see kind of like your off-road status. I think it's really important. It's nice that you can just access it that way, and that's everything for the center. Now looking at the center touchscreen, first off, you guys will notice that the response time on it is pretty solid. I mean, everything happens pretty much instantaneously on it. You do get heated seats and a heated steering wheel. The backup camera resolution on it's super solid as well with the backup camera. And then in terms of the rest of the functionality, you can see the navigation right here. It will take a second to load up, but navigation works really solid as well, and it's everything for the touchscreen. vents are orange. Now coming down here, you've got all of the analog controls for the infotainment system, analog radio controls, climate controls as well. You've got your heated seat controls on top of that. Off-road cruise control, your parking sensors, stability control. You've got the auto stop start, little mute right there. And then coming down here, you've got little media section, your window controls, and then you can see a little 12 volt right there. Auxiliary switches, got the off-road plus. You've got the locker for the rear. Remember, this only has a rear locker. And then you've got the 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, neutral, 4-wheel low, the shifter, and you do have the manual shift function if you want to use that. And then coming over here, you've got little cups, and then you got the e-brake again with the orange stitching. Center console here with leather. Picking it up, you can see there's a decent amount of storage space underneath there, and you've got the little auxiliary port. And then again, you've got the orange on the vents. And then popping down over here, got a little holder for some books and stuff like that, and that's all. I actually really like the gray trim right there. It kind of feels nice. Popping up top here, you guys will notice that you've got the handles for the Freedom Top, pretty easy to take off, and then this is insulation here. Universal garage door openers, and that's everything for the top part. 2020 Jeep Gladiator Mojave. Notice the base price on it, and this one's Sting Gray. And then you guys can freeze the frame in any part of this window sticker if you'd like. And then you guys can see the options that have been added to this particular one. Pretty loaded up. It's got pretty much everything you could ask for. Total price, $59,440. Let's take her out and see how she drives. Let's quick talk about visibility here in the Gladiator before we set off. There's your visibility through the hood and through both of the mirrors, and then all throughout the rear as well, so you guys can see visibility. Really solid. And that all being said, let's set off. Well, sorry about the weird angle with the GoPro on my face, but the Jeep's windshield is completely flat, but hopefully you like the close-up. Anyways, first starting off here in the Gladiator Mojave, when you like go at low speeds, it doesn't feel too different from a normal Gladiator, other than it feels a little bit stiffer. That's kind of like what you first notice, because most Gladiators, especially the Rubicon, they're just like float all over the place. But this definitely, I noticed that it is stiffer, and that's something that I guess, like I remember from the last time that I drove one of these, which wasn't too long ago. Brakes on it are pretty good, so the stopping power, I mean, it's pretty adequate, especially for the power mount, and then also for how much this weighs. That auto stop start's really seamless. Wow, I didn't even notice that it shut off. That was crazy. But getting up and going, yeah, pretty good low end torque actually, so really solid on that. And in terms of the road noise, it's pretty good. I expect it to be louder with the tires that this has, but it's not bad at all. And then for the ride quality, again, like I said, it is a little bit on the stiffer side on road, but I imagine you are going to benefit from those shocks on the off-road, especially when you're going at higher speeds. Going through this, we'll kind of see what the body roll is like. This is why I love Provo. Perfect place to drive. Boom. Yeah, definitely handles better than a Gladiator. Now I have that like 100% confirmed in my mind. It definitely has a lot less body roll, and it just handles so much better compared to a Rubicon. A Rubicon really leans to one side or the other, whereas this doesn't nearly as much. And so it definitely, it feels a lot better. And I would feel more comfortable driving this at a higher speed compared to a Rubicon Gladiator, especially on the off-road. We are going to be getting our acceleration here now with the Gladiator. Ooh, really got to ring that out. I mean, it's right where it needs to be acceleration-wise, especially for the off-road. Now, on-road, this is going to be a little bit lackluster, but that's kind of what you expect with Jeeps. They're really good on the off-road, and then on-road, they kind of fall apart a little bit, but this is definitely the best, like, daily drivable Gladiator, I would say, just from, like, a comfort standpoint, and then also from the handling as well. Yeah, it handles really, really good. So, let's get into summing things up, and I guess my, like, new feelings on the Mojave. So, does this compare to the Raptor? Because I compared it in one of my other videos to a Raptor, and not really, especially with the power. The power's just not there. But if you're looking for a really capable off-road vehicle that has high speed stability, you love the looks of the Gladiators, you want something that's a little bit more daily driver friendly as well. It's got some cool features, some cool looks, all that kind of stuff. I think the Gladiator Mojave definitely has a market. It's a little bit more of a niche market for sure, but there's definitely still a market for it. I just wish that Jeep would have given this a more powerful powertrain to match what this is supposed to be, which is a high-speed off-roader. We'll have to see what happens with the EcoDiesel that comes out, but just my feelings on it. And that is going to sum things up for the 2020 Jeep Gladiator Mojave. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Dodge Ram here in Provo for providing us with the Jeep. Check out their inventory in the link below. I will see all of you guys in the next video.